Most people walk through life trying to make it work. They chase success. They chase love. They chase meaning. In this chase scene, they lose the very thing they want. Asterisk. We spend most of our lives forcing things into place, trying to sculpt reality. With clenched fists, we pursue love as if it's hiding from us. We chase success like it's running away. All the while, the harder we push, the more life resists. Ever notice how the more desperately you want something, the more elusive it becomes? That's not just bad luck, it's the nature of force. Asterisk. We've been told to hustle, to strive, to dominate. That control equals success, that effort equals outcome. But has it really brought us peace? Or has it left us exhausted, anxious, and quietly resentful of the very things we once thought we wanted? The philosopher Alan Watts offered something radical. What if you stop trying so hard? What if the path to the life you want isn't about more effort but less resistance? It's not laziness, it's wisdom. Because when you let go, something strange happens. Life begins to move with you, not against you. Imagine holding water in your hand. Clench your fist. And it slips through your fingers. Hold it gently and it stays. That's the paradox Watts invites us to live. Stop clenching. Stop chasing. Stop trying to force meaning out of every moment. Instead, become like water fluid, flowing, effortless in your presence. When you force life to obey, it retreats. When you listen to it, surrender to its rhythm, it opens. Not with fanfare or sudden miracles, but with a quiet unfolding of peace. The tragedy is, most people never learn this. They keep pushing through pain, mistaking suffering for strength. They grip tightly to plans that are breaking them. They sprint toward goals that never asked to be chased. But what if you paused? What if today you chose not to control but to trust? Would life really fall apart? Or would it finally begin? Asterisk. What happens when you stop forcing life to conform to your plans? The moment you stop trying to control everything, you open up a space for something greater to emerge. But here's the catch. You have to trust the process. Trust that life will unfold in its own time, and that it doesn't need your constant interference to grow. We're taught to believe that life is something to be dominated, something that we shape through force and will. But what if the opposite is true? What if life isn't something to be controlled, but something to be participated in? Alan Watts often compared life to a river. When we try to control the flow of the river, we break the natural rhythm of it. But when we let go and flow with the current, we find ourselves in places we never expected, places far better than we could have planned ourselves. You've been taught that success is about having control over your time, your career, your relationships. You're told to take charge, make things happen, and get ahead. But what if these ideas are creating more resistance in your life than success? Imagine trying to steer a boat upstream, paddling furiously against the current. You're exhausted, frustrated, and you're going nowhere. Now imagine you let go of the paddle, let the boat drift, and let the river take you wherever it may. Suddenly, you're moving effortlessly, with the flow of life instead of against it. But letting go isn't about passivity. It's about learning to trust the flow of life, knowing that everything has its season, and that you don't need to force it to happen. True freedom doesn't come from controlling life. It comes from accepting it as it is, and flowing with it. Asterisk. True freedom isn't found in rigid control, but in fluidity, in letting life surprise you again. Alan Watts once said, "The more you try to control life, the more life slips from your grasp." Imagine trying to preserve the scent of a flower by locking it in an airtight box. Sure, the shape remains, but the fragrance, the very soul is gone. That's how many people live, preserving order while slowly losing meaning. In this overmanaged existence, emotions become tasks, relationships turn transactional, and dreams get scheduled like board meetings. But there's a different path. one that doesn't require abandoning responsibility, but rather letting go of the illusion of total control. This is the essence of Wu Wei, the ancient art of effortless action. And this is what we're about to explore: how to bring its wisdom into our speed-obsessed modern lives. Let's be clear, Wu Wei isn't passivity. It's not hiding from life or escaping into apathy. It's intelligent participation. It's acting not with force, but with alignment. In a world that screams urgency, Wu Wei whispers, be present. How do we live this way? It starts with a radical shift in mindset. First, humility. The universe is not yours to dominate. It has its own rhythm, its own intelligence. Your power lies not in overpowering it, but in dancing with it. To do that, you must pause, observe, breathe, wait before reacting. Let go of the fear that says, if I don't rush, I'll fall behind. In everyday life, Wu Wei means choosing. Depth over speed. Quality over quantity. It means understanding that sometimes the most powerful action is no action at all. It's the courage to decline that extra meeting, that social event, that commitment which only feeds the ego's hunger for attention. It's the ability to hear your inner voice above the world's noise. So, let me ask you, when was the last time you chose presence over pressure? Are you living from fear or from flow? Asterisk, in a world that constantly demands more from us, the concept of non-action might seem absurd. We are told to hustle, to push, to compete, to strive. We're conditioned to believe that the more we do, the more we become. But what if all that doing is just a distraction? What if true freedom lies in the art of non-action, the ability to act without forcing, to move without striving? This idea isn't about doing nothing, it's about doing with awareness. Non-action, or Wu Wei, is the practice of doing what needs to be done, but without resistance, without pushing, and without a sense of urgency. It's living in harmony with the flow of life, trusting that the right actions will reveal themselves when we're in alignment with our true selves. In modern life, it seems impossible, doesn't it? We've been taught that success is tied to effort, 2 hours of hard work, to pushing ourselves beyond our limits.
Oh.
But what happens when you stop pushing and start listening? What happens when you allow yourself to rest, to be still, to simply be? Non-action doesn't mean inactivity. It doesn't mean lying down and waiting for life to happen to you. It means taking inspired action, moving in a way that's aligned with your values, with your deeper purpose. It's knowing when to step forward and when to step back. The paradox of non-action is this: the less you try to control, the more you accomplish. When you stop forcing outcomes, they start to flow naturally. When you stop clinging to the need for success, success comes without effort. It's like planting a seed and trusting that it will grow in its own time, without constantly digging it up to check if it's growing. But this doesn't mean you sit back and do nothing. It means you stop trying to control every detail and instead focus on the things that truly matter. It means you stop seeking validation and start seeking truth. It means you stop rushing and allow the rhythm of life to guide you.